2x to the 4y cubed to the power of 3. So I'm going to take 2 to the power of 3. That gives me 8. X to the 4 raised to the power of 3 will give me x to the power 12. And y to the 3 raised to the 3 gives me y to the 9. Do the division of the coefficient. That gives me 4. X to the 5 divided by x to the 4 gives me x to the 1, which I can just leave as x. Y to the 4 divided by y, which is the same as y to the 1, would give me y to the power 3. We recognize with these ones the difference of two squares. So it's going to be x plus 8 and x minus 8. In previous videos I've shown that this would then lead to the single coefficient of x disappearing, because you get minus 8x plus 8x, and those would cancel each other out. And the same kind of deal here. I need to think about that 81, which is 9 squared, so it's going to be 9x, and then 169 is a square number, it's 13, so I got 9x plus 13, 9x minus 13. Question 5. If x equals 3, find this. So just be very careful with your working out. 160 take away 2 times by 3 squared. Be careful with your bid mass. So I'm going to square first. So that's going to give me 9. So this is going to be 2 times by 9 that I'm going to take away. So it'll give me 160, take away 18. And that's going to give me 142. If x equals 3, let's find the value of this. So again, we're just going to be careful with our substitution. 2 times by 3 squared plus 2 times by 3, take away 8. So again, we're going to do that there first. So the indices first. So that gives me 2 times 9. Plus, I'll do this 2 times 3, which is going to give me 6. And then take away 8. And then I'm just going to then do 2 times 9 is 18. Plus 6, which would give me 20, so it's plus 6 minus 8, so 18 plus 6 would give me 24, take away 8 would give me 16. Question 7. Nth term of the sequence, if this is the third term, with the third term, then we've got 5 times by 2 to the 3 minus 1, which is the same as 5 times 2 to the 2, which is the same as 5 times by 4, which is 20. And the same kind of deal here. 8 times by 2 to the 4 minus 1 is 8 times by 2 to the 3, which is the same as 8 times by 8, which is 64. 943 divided by 0.252, but we need to estimate. I'm just going to sort out the focus. So we're just going to estimate, so I'm going to round that to one significant figure. That's going to give me 900. Can't round that up to 1,000, one significant figure. And then I'm going to divide that by, to one significant figure, this would be 0.3. So 900 divided by 0.3 is the same thing as 9,000 divided by 3, which is just 3,000. All I've done there is I've used equivalent fractions to make that division easier. Another estimation, we've got, again, to one significant figure, we've got 900. To one significant figure, we've got 300. To one significant figure, we've got 50. So that's going to give me 600 divided by 50, which is the same as 60 divided by 5, which is 12. 12 is going to be my estimate. Highest common factor, well, as 49 is just 7 times 7, it's only got a factor of 7, so I really don't need to pursue that any further. I mean, the 77 is 7 times 11. The only one which is in both is clearly the 7. Lowest common multiple of 32 and 12. We'll do a quick breakdown. So we've got 16 times by 2. And then for this one, we've got 4 times 4. So we've got 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we've got 2, 2, 2, 2. You can do it like that. So I've got 5 2's. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32. And then 12 is going to be 2 times 2 times by 3. 4 times by 3. 2 times 2 times 3. If you break it down in parts, that's fine as well. I've just done that to save a bit of space, recognizing all the prime factors there. So the overlap are these ones here. So I've got 4 in the middle, or 2 squared. And then for 12, I've got an extra 3. And for 32, I've got an extra 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So all of that multiplied together is going to give me my common multiple. So I've got 8 times by 4, which is 32, and then I'm going to times that by 3, which is 96. Use the listing method, that would work as well. Okay. Expand and simplify x plus 3 squared. It gives me x plus 3 times by x plus 3. First, outer, inner, last. First is x squared. Outer is plus 3x, inner is another 3x, and last is 9, so it gives me x squared plus 6x plus 9. And then I've got 5x minus 3 squared, so that's 5x minus 3 times 5x minus 3, so it gives me 25x squared minus 15x minus another 15x plus 9 gives me 25x squared minus 30x plus 9. Standard form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4.17 times 10 to the minus 6. Ordinary form, 10 times 10 to the minus 1, it's going to be 0.453. Density, mass, and volume. So a block has mass of 400 and a volume of 80. So density is equal to the mass divided by the volume. So my density here is going to be 400 over 80, which is the same as 40 divided by 8, which is 5 grams per centimeter cubed. Block has volume of 11 centimeters. This should be cubed. Sometimes it doesn't print out well. That should be centimeters cubed. And a density of 45 grams per centimeter cubed. Calculate the mass. So the mass is equal to the density times the volume. So all I need to do here is do 11 times by 45. 10 times by 45 would be 450. So if I add another 445, I've got 495 grams. Right, bit of making x the subject. These are getting a bit trickier. So just take one step at a time. We've got a times by the square root of x plus b. I want to get x on its own. My first move would be to subtract b from both sides. Then I'm going to get y minus b equals a root x. My next thing here, in order to get root x on its own, is to divide both sides by a. That's going to give me y minus b over a is equal to square root of x. Last thing I need to do is just square all of that. So I'm going to square this side. I need to square this side. So then I have y minus b over a, all of that squared. So we need brackets to indicate that that whole thing is being squared, is equal to x. Okay, then we've got x the subject of this one. So first move here this time is to divide by a. I can't subtract b because that's all bound up in this square root. So I can't do that yet. My first move has to be divide by a. So I got y over a equals square root of x plus b. I still can't subtract b because this square root is over the whole of it. So I need to do the opposite of square rooting. I need to square both sides at this point. So I'm going to square both sides. So that gives me y over a. All of that squared is equal to x plus b. And then my last thing, now I can subtract the b. So I'm going to take away b from both sides. And that's going to give me y over a squared take away b is equal to x. last one.